Hi y'all, I'm Allison and it's time to pick 10 more books for my November TBR. We're going to use The Sims and the extra challenges that I'm doing throughout the year to discover what else I'll be reading this month. So let's get into it. Okay, before we start picking our books for this month, let's do a quick recap of what I had last month for our visit to Dace's house where we celebrated Halloween with him. If you haven't seen that video, I will put the link up in the corner for you. I did switch things around because two of the books that I was waiting on, I don't think they're going to arrive. Today is October 23rd. The company Once Upon a Book Club is still waiting for items to arrive. They're stuck in a port in California. So I'm going to save those two boxes until next Halloween, unless by some miracle they end up getting to me and I do have time to read them, but I don't see it happening. So for the shifting, originally I was going to do The Haunting of Lee Harker for horror, and instead I am moving Kill Creek to that spot. I haven't read it yet, but I will. And then for Owl Crate came through for me. And their, let's see, I believe it was September's, is actually Lake's Edge, and this is a gothic romance. So I am like on page 3, but I will be reading this one. I did finish Hounded and Demon Trapper's Daughter, so 2 of those were done. For Moon on the Cover, which was another one from Owl Crate, it was originally supposed to be Midnight Spells Murder. I am moving Flip That Haunted House to that spot. So that takes care of The Sims. I've read 2. I have 3 more to go. I expect to get these done before the end of the month. I still have a week. So for my extra 5 challenges, I've got 2 from Completely Melanie's TBR Knockout. The Witch is Back. I read that one. And I am currently working on The Restorer. I don't know if I can finish this one, but I'm going to try. It's slow going. That just might be because I have so much going on. I need to do my Buzzword, which originally was going to be Kill Creek, but I changed it to Skeleton Creek because Jonathan Stroud's Lockwood and Company, I saw the opportunity to slip in book 2 in my Just Spin It for that. So I kind of shuffled things around, but I knew I was going to have to because of the shipping stuff. So Skeleton Creek, this is my reward for getting through all the things I have to do, and I'm going to be reading that very, very soon. I'm so excited. Okay, then I've got Read Your Bookshelf. So I have read The Enemy, and for the next one, which is a thriller, mystery, or creepy, thanks to all the shifting, I am either going to put Ghost in the Machine for that one, which is part 2 of Skeleton Creek, or I'm going to do one of the others, do the second in Lockwood and Co. or the second in The Enemy. I'll see. So I've got a little wiggle room for the end of the month. So anyway, I still have 6 more books to read. I've finished 4 of them. I've got a week. I expect to get them done. I am filming this early because, for one, I don't want to be editing videos on Halloween, and my daughter's best friend is coming to visit from Panama next week, and I want to have all of my videos at least filmed so I will be free to enjoy the holiday with them. She's never experienced an American Halloween, so I'm excited. All right, but what we're here for is to find out what other books I will be reading in November. So let's get into The Sims and find out what they've got in store for me. We're going to be visiting Willow Creek, and we're going back to my 2nd generation. So if you've been watching all of this, this was my original video that I did with Annie. This is her child, Bronte. Kind of skipped ahead for Halloween. So we're back on track with house number 2 that I built, and this is in Willow Creek. I built this one when Outdoor Retreat came out. So let's go see what they have in store. Here we are back in Willow Creek. This time we are going to Bronte's house over here.
I love this one. Go downstairs. I'll give you all a tour of the house at the end, like normal. But we're going to be over here in their cozy little living room. Goldie is here. She is our roaming librarian, so she won't be picking any books this month. She just brings the books that have been written so we can use them to choose my next group for my Sims TBR. So let's get Bronte to come down here. She's sleeping, but when has that ever stopped us? So how this works, she's going to come over here and pick a book that will give us our next prompt. My Sims were writers, and I just had them name the book with a prompt that can be used. And by telling my Sims to read something, they randomly select a book for me. Our first one is a random number generator. I love these. Go pull up a random number generator and see what book we get.
All right, Bronte, kind of following the theme of how my Just Spin It went for this month. So if you haven't seen that, I will put the link up, and that's where my other books for November were chosen. It's my first TBR game. I'm jumping back in here real quick. I have already reviewed the books from Just Spin It's Halloween Picks. So hopefully that video has already gone up. If it has not, it will be the next one. And then the remainder Halloween books reviews will be after that. And then we'll be getting into the November ones. But let's fire up a random generator and see what book they're going to pick for me.
All right, so I've got random.org pulled up. We're going to use this to generate numbers to find out what book I will be reading. I have 9 bookcases, so we'll go between 1 and 9, and I'm going to generate 3 times to find out which one we're going to. 1, 2, 3. Bookcase 6. Okay, and I have books on all 6 shelves, so let's find out which shelf we're dealing with. 1, 2, shelf 5. Uh-oh. We're back on the horror shelf. Okay, it looks like there's 20 that don't start a series, etc. So 1, 2, 3. Book 11. All right. Wish me luck.
Okay, I'm a little afraid, but thankfully we didn't get a 2 because that would be Stephen King's It, which I love, but not this month. This was actually an author I wanted to read last month, but I didn't get to. So this is The Cabin, Natasha Preston. I read The Lake and really enjoyed that. It kind of gave me a Friday the 13th feel to it, kind of camping. Okay, it looks like we have a locked room mystery. Got 7 friends. They think they're invincible. They think they can do and say whatever they want. They think there are no consequences. They left me no choice. It's time for them to pay for their sins. So, crazy night of fun leads to 2 of them being dead. No signs of forced entry or struggle. So, suspicion turns to the 5 survivors. So, yeah, I was wanting to do this in October, but I get to extend my spooky season. So, we've got Natasha, The Cabin. So, thank you, Bronte. We're starting out good. Let's go back into the game and see what Cyrus is going to pick for us.
Now, you might notice there's a little bit of an age discrepancy in this household. This is because I went back into my gallery, pulled my family back just so they would be here to film these. Bronte was not a senior when she married Cyrus. They were all the same age. Everything's off as far as the family. I don't know who this baby is. Originally, the child was Cyrus, and this baby just showed up. So this is the game just filling in gaps for me. Anyway, back to the more important things. Apparently, they're not going to sit down to read, but boo. We had that one last month. We've got a book from the horror genre, and once again, I forgot to delete my books. So you know what I think we're going to do is, since I did have this last month, we're going to put that one back, and I'm going to have Cyrus pick something new. What did he pick? There we go. I can actually put the walls. Just say no. The title cannot contain the words the or of. I agree, Cedrus. That could be not Cedrus, you're Cyrus. That could be an interesting one. I don't think I've ever had that prompt before. That will definitely eliminate quite a few books, but it won't be unachievable. Just any one word title would work.
Okay, this works so good because I can continue the Shadow and Bone series from the Gishaverse. Got Ruin and Rising. We do not have the word the or of. So this is part 3 in the first trilogy by Lee Bardugo, and I'm really enjoying this series. So it's Cassia's turn. She is our next heir, and we may go to her house next month, but probably I'm going to have to jump around again because her house is not set up very well to decorate for Christmas. The floor plan wouldn't work. So I think we're going to skip over her and actually go to the 5th house. But Cassia will get her turn in January.
All right, we're going to have Cassia come down next. So while waiting for Cassia, Bronte had to complete the outdoor enthusiast aspiration for her journey through here. So let's see what Cassia got. Going down. So read a book with a vertically written title on the spine. So in other words, anything that you don't have to turn horizontally to be able to read the title. It'll be quite obvious here in just a second when we select our book.
Okay, this one, it took me a while to find something. I had to enlist the help of my daughter, but I've got Fallen because we need a title that is going down the spine. It did not necessarily have to be stacked letters like this. This would have worked as well. I probably should have gotten one that wasn't foiled. You know, anything that's written horizontally. Jane Austen. But I chose Fallen, which this is a YA. I read it back in the day. I think this probably came out 2010, 2009. I was close, by Lauren Kate. And this one is Gothic, and I believe, yeah, this is a star-crossed lovers. What if the person you were meant to be with could never be yours? Boarding school in Savannah, Georgia. This is also Angels. Luce is there. She's drawn to Daniel, but he doesn't really want to have anything to do with her. And the kids, there's security cameras, no cell phones, all of that. It's more of a reform school than an elite boarding school, but that will be my book for Cassia's pick. I'm looking forward to reading it again. I do remember enjoying it the first go around. All right, let's see what Kane is going to make me read.
So next we have Kane, who is actually Cassia's twin. And let's get him over here to read something. Poor Goldie's sad. And she's still wearing her Halloween costume. Come on, Kane. So what did he give us? Deja Vu. Reread. I don't mind a good reread.
Deja Vu. So my last book would have worked for that, but I'm going to take this opportunity to continue with Kay Scarpetta and The Body of Evidence. This is Patricia Cornwell. Kay Scarpetta is a medical examiner for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and she works with the FBI and police to solve cases. More often than not, it's like a serial murder or there's some kind of a mystery. Awesome series. Awesome. Okay, we get to annoy one more little sim, and that would be Cosmo this time. So I wonder which one he's going to pick.
And we can have him read from here. And this is Cosmos. He's going to come down and... in the living room cute while we're waiting for Cosmos. I love the cozy vibe of this house. If you're a Sim fan, you might remember the first vacation. I think it was like in Sims 1 way back when. So that's what I had in mind when I did this. So he's going to read Out in the Rain, and we've got castle on the cover. Any book with a castle.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, at least he noticed the rain.
Aw, and he's so cute, reading Out in the Rain. Not good for books, though, Cosmo. So, castle on the cover. This took me a hot minute to find. I don't have as many castles as I thought. There should have been a lot more. But we're going to go with Kiki Kalara Breaks a Kingdom by, Sangu Mandana. I'm guessing, I'm sorry. This was an Owl Crate Junior box, and I don't remember what month. Give me 1 second. Okay, yes, this was the July pick for Owl Crate Junior. Kiki may have drawn a whole imaginary world into existence, but does she have the power to erase its most wicked villain? It's full of Indian myths and legends. So, and apparently she draws this in her sketchbook, and she only has her pencil to undo what she has brought to life. So I'm really intrigued by this. So that was my last pick from The Sims. We can do a little tour of their house right quick.
Poor Goldie. You know what? I'm going to speed this up so we can get to daylight. Here's a view at night. It's morning now, but we've got a cloudy day. This was inspired by vacations from the first Sims. There was that lodge for the ski location. And I wanted to make this look like a ski resort lodge. So there are no connecting doors between any of the rooms. Everything leads out to this courtyard. Let's go downstairs first. So we've got their adorable little living room that y'all already saw. This is where Bronte did her writing. Just a cozy little log cabin. So back here, we've got their kitchen. Again, just a homey log cabin kind of feel is what I was going for when I made this one. And I think this is one of my favorite builds. I just love this. So I did this when Outdoor Retreat came out. And over here, they have the, only bathroom in the house. And this is where the original Cyrus and Bronte are dead. So those are their headstones. But through the magic of the gallery, I brought them back. All right, then we go upstairs. We have this mystery baby that I don't know where it came from. This is the master bedroom. Here is Bronte and Cyrus when they were younger. And here she is again. And this is them as elders, and he died before her. There's their cute bedroom, master bedroom, complete with a balcony, because Cyrus earned his money painting. He would do his painting out here. Over here is Cassia's room. And then we had the three boys in this room, as well as the treadmill. And then out here was their chessboard. So there's the house.
Next month, we will probably be moving on to Einstein's house, which is bigger and will have more room for Christmas decorations, which are essential, of course. Here is my final stack for The Sims TBR. Not too bad. 2 YA, 1 middle grade, and 2 adults. So a nice little mix in this group. Hopefully it'll go much easier on me than my Just Spin It, which were more dense books. I'm scared of this month. So let's pick the 5 that I need for my extra prompts. Here's my page. We need a night scene on the cover and a biography. And those are from Read Your Bookshelf. I'm picking from 2021 and 2020 list because I didn't know it existed last year. And it's by Chantal at An Intentional Life. I know she just renamed her channel. and I went blank. So I will put her new channel name on the screen, which I still need to do. Okay, so biography. What did I say? Night scene on the cover. Oh yeah, I am going with Deadbeat by Jim Butcher, which is part 7 in the Dresden Files as an Audible book. I'll be listening to this while working on my diamond painting. Hopefully. I might be listening to it while I create Christmas prompts for my Just Spin It, but that will be it. Great series. It's an urban fantasy, kind of with a noir twist to it, and I wanted to read this one in October, but it's just not going to happen. This whole book, I think, happens in the space of 24 hours on Halloween, so I miss it by this much. Biography, which I already pulled these. Let me find it. No. Yes. Okay. As of this moment, I'm going to go with The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt. If you don't know much about his life other than his presidency, incredible what he accomplished in his life. Pretty much only ended up in the White House because they wanted to get him off the streets. He started as a cop and he was too good and he couldn't be bribed or anything. So anyway, it's a whole nother video. So at this point, I am going to do The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt by Edmund Morris. Quite a chunky, but nice and floppy, with a very intriguing character to read about. So I'm excited about this book. I just don't know if it's going to happen in November, to be honest, but we will see. So let's move on to Completely Melanie's TBR Knockout. I'm behind on my coloring in. We are going for a cozy book and food on the cover. I've had this one for a while, waiting for the right opportunity. It's The Bodies in the Library by Marty Wingate. And it says right here, a perfect cozy mystery. First edition library mystery. So this is the beginning of a series. So we've got Haley Burke. She becomes the curator of the first edition Society's Library in Bath, England. And she doesn't know much about mysteries, but that's what she's going to be curating. She's got a group of Agatha Christie fan fiction writers that she has arranged to meet at the library. There's another library employee who doesn't want them there, and one of those writers ends up dead, and they've got to find out what happened. So I'm really excited. We get Agatha Christie mysteries, a book about books. This happens in a library, cozy mystery. For my second one, I've been saving this one, I think, since like April. Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe. We have a blueberry pie on the cover. Anna Kate returns to a small town in Alabama to bury her grandmother, and who is the owner of the Blackbird Cafe. Anna doesn't know anything about her father's side of the family. Her plan was come into town, take care of her grandmother's affairs, and leaves. But she finds herself inexplicably drawn to the quirky southern town her mother ran away from, in the mysterious blackbird pie that everybody can't stop talking about. So this one has fall vibes for me. Anyway, this is another mystery, and I'm looking forward to it. Small town life, South, all that, all the good stuff. One last book, and that is a Buzzword, and the word is lost. I think I may change, and I'm going to go with The Lost by Natasha Preston. Got teenagers disappearing in a small town. Everybody's just kind of writing it off as runaways. Piper and her best friend Hazel don't think the kids are running away, and they're determined to find out what happens. So they start to investigate, and their investigation leads them to the source of the missing people. The girls end up locked away in a secluded building in the middle of a privately owned forest. And it isn't only there to keep them imprisoned. Every room is a test to see if they can make it out alive. So this is one of those escape room books, which I haven't read any. I'm excited for this. So second one by Natasha Preston, The Lost. And that, my friends, rounds out my list for November, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this because I will also be setting up Just Spin It for Christmas. And I need to decorate my house for Christmas. We've got Thanksgiving. My daughter's friend's going to be here for the first half of November, or the first part of November. So cross your fingers and send me some good mojo or something, because I think I'm going to need some help this month. I think I'll probably prioritize my list and go with the ones that I really intrigue me first, or maybe the short reads first. All right, so here is my list from The Sims and my extras, plus my audiobook on top. If y'all have read any of these, let me know if you're intrigued by them. I would love to hear what you have to say. Until next time, bye now.